Hey runners, Coach Morgan here with some pretty cool news for my 2023 racing season. I have been accepted. My name has been pulled to run in the oldest trail race in America, celebrating its 112th running this year, and that is the Dipsea Race. I feel really lucky because this race is located right here in Mill Valley, California. This race originated in 1905, which is just wild to think about. So it stands with one of the other oldest races, which I had the privilege of also doing this year, the Boston Marathon.
Coach Morgan! You got this, girl! Keep it up! You're doing great! You're doing great! Mohawk!
So really cool that I have two huge pieces of running history that are going to be under my belt by the time 2023 is over. Well, by the time June 2023 is over. The Dipsea Race is a point-to-point race. It's about 7.5 miles, depending, because there are some shortcuts, legal shortcuts that you're allowed to take, and climbing over 2,000 feet of elevation. It's a grueling race. And this is a point-to-point. You start in Mill Valley and you end at Stinson Beach, so just one way out for those 7 miles. This race consists of two really big climbs. Right in the beginning, where you climb all the way up a set of stairs. I believe the number is around 650 stairs that are in this race, which for me, coming out of a Boston Marathon training, is going to be probably the most challenging part of this race. I've been able to go out and run this course many times before, so I definitely know the terrain. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's really treacherous. It's a hard, grueling course, which makes a lot of people want to enter it because it is a shorter distance race. Thousands of people sign up, but to respect the terrain and the safety, because it's really narrow through some areas, they limit the field to 1,500 runners. So I'm overwhelmed and overjoyed that I am able to run this year. Now, this is a really old, weird, quirky race, and I'm going to do my best to explain the handicap system. So because this is my first year doing the race, I'm going to be in the runner section, so kind of towards the back of the race. In the front of the race are the invitational runners, and they're going to have red bibs on. They're going to be out in front. The fastest and oldest go out first. I know that sounds really weird. So the handicap system is a little odd, but it is kind of cool because you do get to pass a lot of people when you're back in the runner section and even in the invitational. This makes for a race where it's anybody's game and you really don't know who's going to win because it's not done by time. It's not done by your chip time. It's who crosses the finish line first, even though you could have started 20 minutes behind some of the people who were going out in that first wave. And with this race, yes, you want to be the first one to cross the finish line, but they award black t-shirts, which is the best thing that you could ever hope to get, for the top 35 people who cross that finish line, regardless of where they started in the race. So you really have to put on your defensive skills if you want to do well in this race, because there is some really, really narrow single track in here where you're going to be elbowing people, trying to get around, yelling on your left probably the entire race just to be able to make it to the finish line. My goal for this race is to earn myself a spot to come back next year in the invitational section. To do that, I have to come in the top 750. So as long as I get above that 750th place, I am good to go for next year. But I won't know until after the race is over, so I just kind of have to run as hard as I can and pass as many people as I can. Yes, this is going to be a hard race. Yes, I am so excited to go out there and race this and be a part of running history by completing this race. And stay tuned because I am going to be taking you with me through the race so that you get a first-hand experience of it. And if you've been following along on this channel, you know that there's always something else that I have going on behind the scenes. And of course, the weekend after the Dipsea Race, my husband and I are going back to Broken Arrow. We are running the Triple Crowns in 3 days of racing. So, goals: don't get injured, but also qualify for next year, and also push hard enough, but not too hard that I'm completely trashed for next weekend. So, let's see how it goes.